What's going on, guys? Today we're with Defund Simping, a special guest of mine that I've known for a very long time. And today we're talking about how to build a personal brand, how to monetize a following, and how to live your life on your phone, doing a coaching program, and all the different ways that he monetizes his following. Almost at 600,000 followers across all platforms, which is pretty incredible, guys. So we're gonna learn a lot about his story, what he does, so you can implement it in your lives. Defund, man, thanks for being here, brother.
Of course, man. We're sharing the same Airbnb, so it only makes sense to get a little pod going, man.
Yeah, why don't we create some content? I've known you for a very long time, and I'm very excited to tell your story to everybody that's tuning in. So take me back with Defund, with content. When did you start, and what was the reason for it? Just bring us there.
Yeah, man. I've always been like a class clown, always like being entertaining to people. So I started off making content on Snapchat just for fun. I did like skits and like just talking shit about certain events. Oh, you don't hate it when this teacher does that, or then this friend does that. And people really liked it. And I got some validation from, just being the funny guy. And people would always leave comments like, you should do YouTube, you should create content. But the thought of buying a camera, lights, editing, my lavaliers, it just sounded too stressful. So I just stayed on Snapchat.
Yes.
Then I had a friend who told me, bro, I will help you start YouTube. Like, I will legit give you everything you need to start. I'm like, well, if that's the case, sure. So we shot my first video, being black in Orange County.
There you go. I remember that.
Yeah, being black in Orange County was my first video. And it was just all of the stories that I have accumulated over the years of just being black in Orange County. Now, it wasn't like a pity sob story. It was funny. Like, oh, you can swim? Oh, you have a dad? Just funny stuff like that people really enjoyed. And I did that for 2 years, never got a check off it. I made a video every single week. I was working 9 to 5, or if I wasn't working 9 to 5, I had school 8 hours a day. So there was school all day or work all day, and I still found a way to create content every week for 2 years.
Wow. Yeah, so you had 2 years of YouTube, and then you transitioned to TikTok where things really blossomed for Defund.
So actually, before we jump into TikTok, I was also a videographer.
Yeah.
Because what happened is my goal was to have YouTube money in 2 years where I can quit my day job and be a full-time comedian. Thank God that wasn't the case, because I don't know, man, creating funny content, sometimes shit ain't funny.
Right.
Sometimes,
what are we laughing about?
Yeah, what are you laughing about? So I'm glad I got off that path and I created content for other people. So I created content for real estate agents, weddings, birthday, corporate event, commercial. I actually got pretty damn good at it, but this gave me the skill of editing.
Yes.
Because so many creators have to outsource editors, and it's funny. I even see some editors, some content creators here and there say, who is an editor who can help me out? You would think that they've already had good editors, but this goes to show how hard it is to find a good editor.
It is, and it can be a big bottleneck when you're trying to scale content.
Yes.
Because when I started creating content, I forced myself to learn Premiere Pro.
Good.
Because I didn't want to be reliant on people in India and Pakistan to understand my humor, to understand English, to understand my videos. And if I did outsource, then at least I had a base knowledge, like you do sometimes, but you have a knowledge of editing. So that when you do outsource, you can understand, okay, this is great, or this needs improvement.
Absolutely. So I was able to learn how to be behind the camera. So for a lot of people, when they're in their content creating journey, they don't know much about lighting and camera angles and what lenses to have. And I had all that knowledge from shooting content for other people. On top of that, I can edit. So I'm able to beat people out because I can edit faster. I know what to do. I know what the cadence is. And that's been a big tool. And I think the biggest about being an entrepreneur is being able to skill stack. Yes. You can communicate through with your words on camera. You can shoot video. You can edit video. You can create newsletters. Those skills over time just make you tons of money.
You're also so fluid. Like, we talk a lot about friction behind closed doors, right?
Yeah.
There's no friction when you know how to do every step of creating a business.
Yep.
Right? There's no friction. So you did a lot of comedic skits, but why did you transition to dating, male and female dynamics? Like, what inspired that?
Yeah, so growing up, and it is unfortunate, but a lot of men correlate their confidence to women. Now, that's not how you're supposed to do it, but dude, take the, flash dudes on campus, take the kids who haven't been laid yet, and you see a whole different dynamic how they walk.
Correlation of confidence.
Yeah, you can see it. One guy goes, hey man, how's it going? I'm fine. Other guy who's like getting chicks, oh, what's up, bro? Yeah, what's good, dog? Like,
cloud nine.
This different level. And I was very jealous of those kids. And it looked like sometimes those kids weren't even trying. And on top of that, they had a bad reputation of being a player and still got the girls anyway. I'm over here with a great reputation, nice guy. No girls were lined up to see me, but these guys over here, well, there were well-known players, still had to line out the door. And I told myself, I'll never not be myself. I'm gonna stick to being myself. So after 8th grade, all the way till pretty much senior year, I'm like, okay, I'm done. There's clearly a game being played by these guys over here. I need to figure out what they're doing. So I figured it out, and I was like, okay, this is it. This is what they're doing. This is how they're being so successful. And I applied it, had some friction, applied it again. Okay, let's tweak that. And I kept applying it and tweaking it until I figured out a system that just worked. And I was able to get almost any girl I wanted as long as she found me physically attractive. And then I knew the pain I went through by not having any type of success with women, being the friend zone guy, being the you're great and all, but then I made content on TikTok about it. And that's where I was doing it for the love of the game, man. There was no, oh, let me make content, have a course roll out. Let me make content, be a coach. It was just let me make content just to help people and see if someone finds it useful.
And why do you think, because you blew up fast.
Yeah, it was quick. It was quick.
You talked about a couple of different things. You were, controversial in a way that really helped you.
Yes.
You talked about your personal pain points that also really helped you become very relatable to people.
Yes.
Why do you think you blew up so fast when it came to talking about dating?
I think I blew up quickly because I treated my TikTok like a boys' locker room. I was so vulgar, and I knew if I wanted to blow up, I needed to speak in a certain way where people can feel the energy off the screen. There was one comment that I'll never forget. It was me making a video about approaching girls in the club. And I was like, you're going to death one day, and you're going to be in a rocking chair going, damn, I should have talked to that B word. And you're going to be so mad at yourself. People were saying, bro, it's 2 a.m. here, and I'm about to run through a wall. Let's go. Yes. Like, they felt the energy through the phone. And if you type in Defund Simping on your search bar on TikTok, and you just scroll, you'll see me with long hair down like my eyebrows, and you'll see the energy I brought with each video. And people just love that because all these guys on the internet are so scared to ruffle feathers, get canceled. I had nothing to lose. I'm living with my mom making $5K a month as a videographer. What are you going to take? You know what I mean? I'm not owned by any type of corporate or brand deal. What are you going to take from me? So I just had that mindset, and it worked. And I blew up to like easily 100K in the first year.
Yeah, that was explosive.
Yeah.
So you would say expressing emotion is something that anybody creating content should really lean into that.
Here's the thing. Only do it if it's authentic. If you're a very natural, meek, quiet guy, and you go, so guys, you should, it comes off weird, and you almost feel cringe because you know that's not you.
Right.
I know that version of me online is me because it doesn't feel cringe to me. I understand if you're making content, you're competing for attention.
Yes.
You know, dating guys are out now nowadays. Like, dude, there's Asian dating, freaking Indian dating coaches. Like, everyone's a coach, but in order to be better than everybody else, you got to bring the energy.
Yeah, I think you did that really, really well. I also think that the fact of telling your story and being vulnerable was also a really key part in people trusting you, right? Because you have the before and after picture, you have the prom picture versus the now picture, and yeah. I think when you come with that vulnerability, correct me if I'm wrong, it places so much trust in the people watching your content.
Yeah, man. I think if you think about people like, this is a great example. Think about Lil Pump, Smoke Perp. These are rappers that had a massive rise in, like, I don't know, was it 2019, where every day that the show was sold out. But what were they talking about? Drugs, women, AP on my wrist. 1 year. Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole, Mac Miller, vulnerability, right? And that is where people relate to you. Juice WRLD, right? And that when people relate to you, your music lasts for a much longer time. And there's been plenty of videos where I've shown my L's. Hey guys, this is me being down bad. All right, this is me. As you can see, I got left on red here. And the comments are like, wow, you did not have to share this.
Yeah, no, it built such a bond with the audience.
Yes.
And I think a couple of things that we can already learn from your story is, one, he did things for years without seeing any result, guys. And he persisted on and found his niche and got better and better with time, even though he was already talented, right? So even if you suck at something, you need to get better with time. And also the emotion and vulnerability in content, it's a captivating aspect, right? There's a lot of nuances in content. A lot of people think, oh, this person does a talking head, so I'm going to do a talking head, and it should be equally as good, right? But within each type of content, whether it's storytelling, whether it's the talking head, whatever, there's these pieces that are really important to going viral, like emotion, vulnerability, and all, like your hook, right? Like, what do you see in a hook that really drives people to stay on your videos?
When I make hooks, I think about something that makes them go, huh? Like, I kind of want them to go, did he just say what I thought he said? You know, or I keep it straight up and I attack a pain point that all of my clients are saying. For example, a lot of guys say, I get matches, but with just not the girls I want. I legit just got off a call with a guy like that.
Yeah.
So what I do is I take my clients, I take my comment section, I take my DMs, and I use their pain as a hook.
Yes.
That's all I do. Like, for example, for that type of hook, I would say, you get matches, but they're all ugly. Listen to this video. People are like, that's me. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So so to create a good hook, guys, listen to what your customers are saying. When you jump on a coaching call with your client, and he says he struggles with late night cravings for fitness, you struggle with late night cravings, listen to this video. It wasn't that creative, wasn't that wow. You just are taking pain points of your customers, and that's how you get more of them. You know, yes, talk about what you want to talk about, but also remember, you're as a coach, you're serving people. So make sure your hooks are around people. Sorry, the problems are people are going through.
Yes. And I think if you don't have any clients and you don't know their pain points yet, talk about the pain you went through.
Yes.
Right? I went through this, and this is how I got out of it in a short, condensed time in short form. And that will solve that. Well, what are their pains? You've gone through things. Like, you've overcome problems, you've had pain points. Talk about yourself first if you don't have clients.
Yeah, I think it's important to talk about your own pain points because a lot of times people don't like being told what they should do. However,
Especially if they don't know you.
Exactly. But if you are saying, hey, I was broke, this is what I did, listen to me if you want, you build trust with people. I think Alex Hormozi talks about this all the time, how I did this, how I did that, not how you should, pointing to people. You know, I think when you build up an audience, okay, sure, you can start pointing at them, but when you're first starting off and you're a new content creator, you telling your own story is probably the most important part.
Yes. And now, in terms of your growth and your fall, you had a lot of ups and downs, right? Because again, you're in a gray area, especially on TikTok, which is a very censored app.
Yeah.
You used to be very controversial.
Yes.
To some, to me, not so much.
Yeah.
You know, depends on your viewpoint.
Yeah.
Now, talk about the ups and downs you went through with your following and your account and engagement, and how to overcome plateaus when it comes to your growth.
So as far as plateau, I don't really pay much attention to it. For me, my goal is to show up every day, 2 or 3 times per day. I don't care if a video gets 1 view, 10 views, 100 views. I'm not shadow banned. You just suck. Keep going. Because when your mindset is just, I'm going to show up every day and I'm not going to stop, you see growth. When you start looking at numbers and metrics and you start getting down on yourself, just keep showing up. As far as my growth, guys, there are people out there. I'll put something into perspective. I have 500,000 TikTok followers, about 50,000 Instagram followers. There's someone out there right now with 20,000 Instagram followers, and that's doing 100K per month, right? So it's not even about your followers. It's more so about what type of followers do you have, and do they like you enough to buy from you? Because I'll be honest, if I had 1 million followers, but I was making only 2 or 3K a month, that's embarrassing. You know what I mean? So I think it's more so about the quality of followers, and do they like, know, and trust you? Because, for example, you can go viral for one video that's like maybe outside your niche. Maybe you're fucking doing a little TikTok dance, but those aren't people that are going to buy from you. So I don't really care about followers. I care about making content, speaking to a specific audience that converts into money down the line.
And I know you talked about pain points, but that's probably also a big thing in maintaining that your followers are also quality people that you would want as customers, right?
Yes. I believe one thing I do that, again, this is, I guess not that advanced of stuff, but you start boosting your reels. When you boost your reels, don't let Instagram pick your audience. You pick it. For me, I have 25 to 35, all major cities. So now when I get followers, right, man, that's who, I get followers. They're mostly in a big city. Today, I signed a guy that lived in Houston, right? So it's like,
There's more money
in big cities. So that's what I do to kind of help my audience stay targeted. Is I boost my reels every once in a while, put like $200-$300 down for the month, is whatever, and it helps you gain followers from people that are in big cities.
And that's a great insight, by the way.
Yeah.
And Instagram, I would say, is a fantastic platform for finding high-paying clients versus potentially TikTok. You would know this a little better than I would, but I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, that the quality of individual on TikTok is of lower net worth, and the quality is not as great as Instagram.
I agree. I think Instagram is probably one of the best places to build and grow an audience. People will definitely have a lot more money there. TikTok is definitely like a Gen Zer type of thing. They're 15, 14, 18, 19. Have I gotten, high paying clients from TikTok? Absolutely. But it came with a lot of traffic. I mean, I'm talking doing 3, 4, 5 million views in a month and maybe getting 2 clients that month from TikTok.
Right. And now that we're on the topic of monetization, I think this is a really important piece that a lot of content creators get wrong for, I think, a lot of reasons, right? I think one of the reasons is they're afraid to sell. They don't know what to sell. They don't know how to, warm up leads. They don't know how to run a sales process, a sales meeting. So what were some of the biggest things that you learned along the way when it came to monetizing your audience? You have a course, you have coaching, et cetera. If you could just kind of expand on what you do.
So the biggest issue for me was imposter syndrome. Is this worth it? Should I charge this much? I think everyone, when they first start making anything online, they struggle with pricing it, and they feel they feel bad for making it higher. When I first started, I sold a course for like $189. Even then, I felt like that was maybe a bit higher.
I remember yelling at you to raise your price.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure. But the biggest thing that helped me out is, honestly, it's just making your offer better. That's it. Let's be real. I don't know what the percentage is, but I heard it's very low. If people buy a course, the chance of them finishing it is slim. I don't know. I'm not sure what it was, but it was a low percentage of people actually finish. So I met another mentor who said, no, you need to offer coaching so they watch the course and then you coach them on what they just watched. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So now my offer was course, one-on-one coaching for like a month or 2 months, depending on, their budget. Then I'm like, wait a minute, how about I make a community? Because a lot of guys are struggling with having a community of guys. For example, the guy I just got off the phone with, his biggest issue, no friends to go out with. He can't even go out to a club or a bar unless he's by himself. Okay, let's create a community. Oh, not only when you join my coaching program, you get the course, but you also get the community of guys who are all young and try and get out there. Boom. Then I was like, okay, what's another issue? Well, people are not doing their photos properly. I tell them what to do, but then they never do it. So they never see the full result. Okay, I'll book you a photographer. So now the offer is stacked. So when I say the price, it's like, oh, it's not that bad. So I think you can even talk about that as well, because you just joined something as well that had the same thing. It's like, yeah, it's a big price point, but look, zoom out, look at the bigger picture. So biggest thing for you guys watching this, make your offer so good. We're like, damn, that's a lot of money, but it's kind of worth it. Whoa. So think outside the box, communities, courses, maybe you send them someone, or like, just think of a way to make your offer so good that your price is not justified.
And what would you advise on taking all of your organic traffic, because you're all organic right now, but taking all of your organic traffic and closing them, right? Because if we have a fantastic offer, but we can't close them, no money made. So what do you currently do, and what would you advise on converting that traffic?
Got you. So what you need to do is hire a good setter. Now, probably wondering, well, what's a setter? So you are getting people to follow you every day, and they're basically saying, I'm interested in this content, which means they're probably interested in a service you offer. So for the longest time, I was running organic Calendly link in bio. Just for perspective, I probably have 2 or 3 sales calls a week. Implement a good setter. On some days, I'm doing 4 to 5 sales calls per day. If you're giving yourself 20 opportunities a week to sell, you're going to make some freaking money. So hiring a setter who is going to go he's logged into your Instagram, and he's going to be DMing your followers all freaking day long. Now, coming up with a script and questions to ask, make sure they're qualified, is something you have to go over with your setter. But implementing a setter was the most important thing, and still is, until I'm on the next stage, which is hiring closers. But the first stage, getting a good setter, will easily add on the low $3K, on the high 10, 15K the first month if he's good or she's good.
And you've seen it happen in real time.
Yes. The setter changed my life, guys. Having a setter, because I heard about it. I was like, messaging my followers, it has to be a better way. Like, that seems tedious. but just hire somebody. Or if you don't have the money, do it yourself. Oh, I want to do it. Then be broke then. You know, like
there's going to be things in every business model, no matter how much you love it, that you don't want to do.
help.
In every single business model, right? And you can find a VA setter very, very cheap.
Yes.
Like very cheap.
I pay mine guys commission 10%, and it's beautiful. Now, mind you, I try to find one in a more of a third world country. There's pros and cons of the third world country, but I found one who speaks great English, understands me well, and on top of that, he gets paid commission. So a lot of times setters want an upfront fee where you're paying the money you haven't even seen yet. But this guy, as I get paid, I throw him some cash, and me giving him $3K a month USD ends up being like almost 8, 9K his money. You know,
I'm like a king.
He's like a king, right? So they're very appreciative of your $300, $400 commissions sent over to the Philippines. They're very blessed for that. That's the first step. The second step is you getting good at sales on the phone, because you may get skills. Yeah, you may have to, do your sales calls, because I feel like as the face of your brand, them jumping on the phone with you raises the chances that they are going to buy. So the sales, I'm not gonna make this a whole sales thing, but I'm decent at it, is ask them the right questions to pull the pain out and then go deeper on the pain. For example, for me, how's your approaching skills? Bad. Why? Scared of approaching. Why? Scared of getting rejected. Why? Well, if I get rejected, I feel like I'm worthless. Why? Going deeper and deeper, and to the point where it's like, I can't approach because my dad told me I wasn't good enough. Okay, now we're at the root of the problem. So now you pulled the pain out so bad, and then you jump to the next pain point. Dating apps. You don't get matches? Why? You keep going to the point where they're like, damn, like, because here's the thing, guys. Most people, if you're selling fitness or talking about money, they don't have these conversations out loud. They're just with their head. So now they're having this face. Exactly. So when you make them face their pain, you put their face in it, right? Pause. Right?
Oh.
You put their face in it, and they realize, damn, like, I really do need help. And then you offer them the price, and then that's when the tango starts. Oh, not the right time. Well, this, and this. Well, I have the right money. Okay, well, how about financing? So that's a whole, go look up a sales training for that. I'm not your guy. But getting decently good at sales will also make you a lot of money, because your setter can set the appointments, but if you can't close, no money.
Yeah, this is a ton of value, guys. We're talking about the entire customer journey, from the time you pick up your phone to editing to posting, all the way to closing a deal.
Yeah.
There's nothing really else to it, right?
Yeah,
and
simple.
In terms of client onboarding, to make sure that you have happy, because miserable customers can break a business, right? You need to deliver results. You need to have people wanting to refer you. You want people excited to work with you, right? So with your coaching, what do you recommend to people in terms of onboarding and make sure they have a great experience with you?
Got you. So after they pay me, right? Great. I'm happy. Yeah. I send them the link.
The steakhouse.
Yeah. They, dead ass. After they pay me, I send them a link to my group. I say, hey man, especially if they're in a hotspot, because in my Discord server, there's hotspots where a lot of guys have built a group where they go out, like New York, South Texas, Minnesota. Like, there's guys out there who go out with each other. So this guy was in Houston. I said, bro, I have a whole gang in Houston. Here's the link. Introduce yourself. Guys will start engaging with you ASAP. I hype it up. And on top of that, I go, hey, brother, when's the soonest you can talk on the phone? Tomorrow? Like, I let them know I'm trying to go. And when they feel, oh, this guy's serious, like, he wants to talk tomorrow, they can, like, oh, yeah, let me check my calendar. Damn, okay, tomorrow at 9 a.m., done. Like, oh, okay. They're almost like, damn, we're moving.
Yes.
So letting the customer know, like, don't be like, all right, man, so I'll look at my calendar, I'll get back to you on the first day we start, I'll talk to you later, all right, bye. You leaving your customer in the dark makes them start, oh, is this a scam? I just gave this guy $2K, is he gone? So giving them an action plan. Hey, go to the Discord, introduce yourself, cool. Next, number one, when can we talk as soon as possible? Can you do tomorrow? No, okay. How about Monday? Whatever the case may be. And just also checking in on them.
Yes.
Like, let's say you onboard.
Extra mile, just like being a good coach, right?
Yeah. If you onboard the client, let's say, I don't know, Friday, he can't speak to you for the first day till Wednesday. On Monday, yo, bro, any match on the dating app? Like any approaches made? Like, you checking in on them without them having to come to you lets them know, oh shit, like this guy who I look up to is texting me, right? Looking for me,
right?
So it definitely makes him feel good.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, that is your process, right? You have your lower ticket group that you just mentioned, which I think is very valuable, by the way, because guys, no matter what coaching program or what personal brand you want to build, always know this about people. We need community. We need people. So if you're able to provide that in your certain niche, that's a fantastic opportunity, especially as a low ticket entry level. You can always upsell them down the line. But I think that's been very successful for you, is that low ticket community where you can bring people together, and it's a value stack on top of the coaching offer, which has served you really well.
Yeah, man, I think voice crack. The biggest thing that I've noticed with dating is it's a problem that guys sweep underneath the rug. When the guys sit around, listen, because that was me. When I was in high school, I didn't admit it, I didn't get girls. Like, that's an awkward topic to talk about, especially my friends were all players. They were getting girls left and right. So by me bringing up I don't get girls, here's another thing too. You go a layer deeper. The guys who got girls were just naturals. They just naturally got it. So me asking for help, they're like, I don't know, just be yourself. Like, be cool. Like, don't be too weird. Like, they give you very surface level advice, right?
You're like, I'm trying.
Yeah. So it's like when you provide a group, right? For example, it can be a subscription, or you just add them in when they go high ticket. You add them in. You're giving them a group of people they can relate to, right? And in my group, I make sure it's super positive. There's no negativity. If you get kicked out, if you're being rude or starting fights. So I think having a community for you guys out there as a low ticket, like have it be a subscription, $29, $39, $49, $50 a month. As far as what you have in your group, that's up to you. I'm gonna make this YouTube video all about that. But having a group on top is important, especially if you're a high level entrepreneur who's making like 50, 60K a month. They definitely need community.
Yeah.
The richer your clientele gets, the more they need a community. Because like, dude, when you're in your 40s and 50s and you're making all this money and all your friends are still working at a steakhouse and doing valet, you need other guys you can talk to about rich people problems.
Totally.
Like, which car to drive today?
Right. Absolutely. And what we can kind of take from this video is, obviously there's a ton of value. So I hope you guys take notes, genuinely. But we need to, first off, right, step one, get good at content. That is going to be your lead flow of people that are going to be interested in you and what you offer. So get good at talking in front of the camera, get good at editing, understand these things so you can get good at short form and long form video, right? And then we need to move into structuring the offer. We need to move into having a setter. We need to move into sales calls, right? And then from there, you have your multi-ticket opportunities to make money and provide them value on what they're interested in, right? That's A to Z.
Yeah, man. And also it gets even deeper than that, man. Then you start getting a copywriter for emails. Then maybe you have a sales team of 3 or 4 people selling your offer. And then on top of that, you have like a operations manager that checks your funnels and manager. Dude, like, this shit gets so deep. I think there's levels. I think I'm gonna say like maybe 4 levels. 0, making no money. You just have a dream. Level 2, maybe you sell coaching calls for $50, like that one guy, for $50.
40.
Level 3, you do like 5 to 10K a month. And then once you start going, 30, 40, 50, that's when you're not all the time,
sure,
but that's when you get a bit more intricate. You have employees, you have copywriters. Basically, you're removing yourself from the business where you can focus on one thing. The best place to be, guys, is you're just the guy that makes the content.
You're the face.
You're the face of the brand.
Yes.
You have the setter doing all the setting. You have sales guys all over the country closing deals. You just get a ping on your phone. You just made 5K. And then you hop on a group coaching call maybe 3 times a week, show face, coach, and then get off. And then now it's like, damn, I went from coaching, selling, content creation, email creating, short form editing, to now I just make content and everybody else handles the back end.
You get your time back.
Yes.
So Defund, if any of the audience wants to find you on socials and get more about you, where can we find you?
Yeah, guys, you can just do Defund Simping on literally everything: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and even Twitter. I'm not active on Twitter, I used to be, but Instagram and TikTok are places you can find me the most. Every day, I'm posting twice per day, one morning, one night. And my goal is just create high quality content, give you a different perspective, and try to help guys get the dream life that they deserve in dating.
There you have it, folks. That was a ton of value. I hope you guys got a lot from it in terms of building a personal brand with our guy Defund Simping. Thanks so much for coming on, brother.
Peace out, boys. Later.